Okay, tonight's talk is about the GC tokens, which is the opportunity right now to come in at the initial round of purchasing. And we see this as a great opportunity to creating wealth for you and your family. The advantage of GC tokens is that GC tokens, your revenue will come from 5 ecosystems. The first one, the one ecosystem is the minting of XAUs. The second is market maker. Third is the GC exchange. And then finally, the biometric wallet and banks tokenization. So together, what's the very strong attraction of this compared to other tokens is you have revenue diversity. You have a great growth potential and a strong outlook because each one of these markets are involved either with gold or with cryptos, and also auxiliaries of exchanges and wallets, which means the community that we can offer our products to is huge. So what we have is what makes XAU stable tokens so unique to the market. It's a weight of gold, a weight of gold. No other token uses a weight of gold. And what I'm trying to show is that we take 0.45 grams of physical gold and controlled through a smart contract, which prevents anyone else from ever changing the terms of the tokens, that you get a custodial physical storage of physical gold backed or actual physical weight of gold. There's no other token at the moment on the market as this. And this is where GC will derive a lot of its value from, because the more popular the XAUs are in the marketplace will transmit back to the ecosystems of the GC tokens. A smart contract defines the terms of the tokens. For example, our tokens, the GC tokens, are set up that the contract will calculate the price of the token. It will determine the dividends, which is set at 30% of EBITDA, operating expenses, which is very important to ensure that you, the investors, that the company doesn't have more expenses like a lot of companies maybe do to reduce the profits, are locked in at no more than 40%. And the extra addition with the smart contracts is that 30% of the EBITDA revenue will go back into ecosystems. These ecosystems are the growth market for the revenue. So basically, 30% goes back to building the markets to increase more revenue for your GC tokens to a price appreciate. Now, another advantage, which by using weight of gold, is that 10 XAUs will equal 1 dinar coin. Dinar coin is the coin of exchange, very popular in the Islamic community. And yet, cryptos at the moment do not serve that community. And that community is over 1.4 billion people. So we have a market that will instantly understand the value of an XAU. That itself is just amazing that no one yet has even produced a token coin for this market. And yet, we use this market will pass on the appreciation, the value back to the GC token holders by capturing this market, just this. But we still have the other markets that we can sell to. And just to clarify, people may ask why the Islamic community? Well, because Sharia law imposes restrictions on use of fiat currencies and other standard financial instruments that are common to us. But Sharia law prevents their use. But gold weight is one of the items which is definitely not only permitted, but encouraged to be used. Now, just to have a look of XAUs, how good they are, because don't forget, this is one of the driving sources of revenue. and hence value to GC token holders. And as you see, if you compare it to other commodities or fiat currencies, gold stands very high XAUs. Remember, the advantage of XAUs, why its weight of gold is a crypto. So it can be exchanged anywhere throughout the world, unlike physical gold that you have to carry and worry about people taking it from you. XAU, as long as you have it in your wallet, your crypto wallet, you're protected and you can access it anywhere in the world. Let's look at the market, one of the markets we talked about. And let's look at trading or leveraged gold trading. Now, traditionally, let's say you bought the gold at 1,800 an ounce. And the price of gold goes up to 1,900. Because this is fiat currency, not weight of gold that you hold, you own a link. You would earn $100 that you could trade as additional leverage trading. And the margin call, because banks want you to have margins, would be zero because you got a positive increase of $100. Now, if the price of gold fell to 1,700, you record a $100 loss in your margin. So what normally would happen is the bank would ask you to remit $100 to protect your leverage position. This is the way it's been done probably for the last hundreds of years, or maybe 100 years since we had modern trading of gold. Now, what we're doing with XAUs will change the way gold trading is done. It was actually revolutionize it. And what a weight of gold means is a trader yourselves or people trading XAUs can sleep at night without worrying about their leverage position. And to demonstrate this, because remember, we're using the weight of gold. You have to change your mind from currency to a physical weight of gold, which is the concept that even I took a while because it's so revolutionary to understand. So what this means, same example, you come into the market when the price of gold is 1,800. That's equivalent to creating 73 XAUs. So your trading position on your leverage is 73 XAUs. Now, if the price of gold goes up to 1,900, your increase, remember we're doing weight of gold now, not money, but weight of gold. You've got 4 more XAUs in your wallet. This is the part you can sleep with. If the price goes down to 1,700, you still have 73 XAUs in your wallet. From the bank's point of view, if you came into the market, which you're not doing because you're holding, but if you did, you'd have 69. But your 73 is where you came in, still exceeds your position. So you don't make anything in extra AUs because the price went down. You don't get any more. The bank is not going to ask you to make a margin call because you still have sufficient XAUs because it's weight. The weight hasn't moved. Of course, there is a point. Let's pretend the gold price went down to $100 or zero. Then you would be to make a margin call. But it's very rare, and I don't remember when gold would drop basically down to zero or very close to zero. That would cause you to trigger a margin call. Because if this is zero, these will all wipe out. It depends on the bank, but let's assume 30% of your value. So let's say 30% of 70, roughly. Let's call it 22. As long as this number here, the 69, doesn't get below 50, then there'd be no margin call for you. So what does that do? Let's have a look at the revenue projection. Now, we're trying to look at, well, what is the upside? Conservative upside to the valuation that we had before that was given. So let's assume you're trading once per month. And as you can see here, there's 6 billion people, 1.4 billion Islamic population. Well, let's assume, forget the billions. We'll take 100,000 people trading with us. That's all. And they do 4 contracts of 100 ounces. And they only do one time a month. So we do 12 a year. These people do it 12 times. That turns out to $69 billion. And what does that mean to the GC price? It means the GC price could hit $6,900 just with 100,000 people. So people think, heck, I'm going to come in and buy $10 GC token or GC token for $10, and it could hit $6,000 or $7,000. John, you must be making a mistake here. But let's look at it. Coins that have no intrinsic value achieve unbelievable prices like Bitcoin. No intrinsic value. Nobody knows how it works. I mean, you know how the contract maybe works, but you have no idea of supply and demand, unlike gold, and that's over $50,000. And let's look at the advantages of trading an XAU. First, you're doing gold weight. People understand gold. People understand how gold moves over time or have a good history of how it moves. You can redeem the XAU for gold, and the gold is held by custodial banks in their vaults. Nothing to do with management. It is audited. You can redeem it. Physically take the gold. This is a token. Can you imagine what that will do to the GC price once this is introduced to the market? And just think about it. This example in front of you, I've assumed 100,000 people. I mean, that's got to be so achievable. What's assuming I'm wrong and it's 1 million people trade? What does that do to the price of GC price? Now let's look at the second one, a market maker. Now we have one, which is our trading venue, USG. And basically what a market maker is these companies have liquidity providers, people who are investors. And these investors, in a sense, put their money with the market maker. A market maker is basically this. When you go to a stock exchange or a trading venue, you want to sell. Someone always guarantees to buy it. If you're buying, someone always guarantees to sell it to you. That person who guarantees that is called a market maker. And because of that, they're in a position to make some money off giving you that service. That's all it is, a service provider. So every one of our XAUs tokens, which are traded on USGR platform, because you can go to other platforms, but if it's traded on our platforms, we earn an income. And if you just assume 10,000 people trade on this platform, just 10,000. Previously, I said 100,000 people are trading XAUs. Now I've dropped it to 10,000, just to show how conservative. And that brings the GC price up to $90. So you've invested $10, and just on this one revenue source, this one ecosystem, just one, your GC price can get to $90 from your investment of 10, just on this one ecosystem. Another point is wallets. Because remember, this is an ecosystem. Now, the ones I have on the screen are the commercially available right now. These are actual real ones existing for sale, but their security, they have no biometrics. Connectivity is basic, USB or Bluetooth. And you can see they're not exactly easy to carry around or to maybe lose quite easily. Now, we have the GoldX Vault wallet. Because remember, the crypto, you have to store your personal password and the public password and keep record of all your tokens. Ours, there it is on the screen. That is the wallet, the GoldX wallet, available right now. We're not going to, you don't have to take the funds of investing in GC tokens to invent the development costs of this wallet. It's there, right there in front of you today. So when we launch, we can start selling. No development time. And if you see these pictures here with a thumb, that thumb's not just holding the wallet. That thumb is the biometric. So you don't even have to remember passwords. You just have to remember to bring your thumb with you wherever you go. Okay. And it's a lot easier to carry this. Remember, that's what they look like. This is the one. And you get the advantage of this by a GC token. You get this ecosystem revenue. So holding cryptos, you must have a wallet. And assuming 10% of people, the GC token holders use us, just 10%. the GC price will go up to $300. And remember, the wallet can be used to store any tokens. It can store up to, I believe, up to 3,000 tokens. So you can buy this and use it for whatever you want, even your Bitcoins, which I think you're better off with GC tokens though. So let's just look at exchanges, right? We're talking exchanges. Now, what happens on crypto exchanges? Well, if we look at the revenue, right? Because we're talking big numbers here. Let's look at a Coinbase one. This is actually called Coinbase Exchange. It started in 2016 at $15 million, or trading $15 million of revenue. Today, first half of 2021, $4 billion in under 5 years. Because we're talking like how many cryptos, how many wallet sales. We look at existing people who don't have this unique XAU, which is a weight of gold, the only one. These are people with tokens that have any intrinsic value. Yet, if you look at it, Coinbase has $223 billion of assets. And the smallest is $4 billion. And let's look at users, because we're saying, a number of traders. We have 10,000 is what I've calculated, or 100,000 on those examples of those ecosystems. And just to show you that that number is very conservative on these exchanges, 2014, when it starts, 1 million, already a tenth of what I proposed. And today, 56 million. And these exchange do not have that unique weight of token, XAU. 2, it doesn't have a biometric wallets even. We've got tokens and wallets that are the first in the world. I mean, really the first in the world. And as you see, the biggest number I've used is 100,000. And that would show nothing on this graph. So we look at it, just the exchange now, right? We have an exchange. It's in Estonia. It's received trading license ahead of time. So we're not in, when you invest, you don't have to wait 6 months for our markets. The underside we've done is things are coming faster than we projected to you, which is a great upside. And as you see, just assuming 1,500 to 2,000 cryptos of other people are traded on our exchanges, we have an exchange in Estonia. Your GC price would be $1,000 for a purchase of $10, not counting other fees that you can earn from the exchange, just from trading. And why Estonia? Well, it's the first one who's got a digital crypto exchange compliance system. And 2, you don't have to go to Estonia to trade there. All you need is the internet. So this ensures people who are using our exchange that we comply with the first digital exchange in the world for cryptos, audited by the Estonian government. So what that means is just, it gives confidence to the market that GoldChain is complying and offering transparency to our users, which should even attract even more users, because a lot of other exchanges aren't subject to regulations or compliance, to give more confidence to people to use your systems, your ecosystems. Now let's look at another ecosystem. Now let's look at gold reserves, which are held by banks. And just taking a selection of countries, not all the countries in the world. This is the World Gold Council. It says there's about 24,000 tons of gold held by banks as security. What we're going to do with XAUs is we can allow those banks, because remember, we're weight of gold, which is why it's revolutionary. They can use that gold sitting in their bank vaults right now, which they can't really do anything with, and convert it to XAUs. I'm not taking the world, I'm just taking those banks. And that's 24,000 tons. So there's more in the world. And then I'm going to pretend we capture only 1% of that gold for security of those banks, that they are going to use 1% only. And that would make the GC token price from $10 to $112. Now you might say, well, maybe the banks don't want to join. Maybe you're imagining. Well, we expected a bank to join us in January 2023. The Royal Bank Pacific. It wanted to join now. So it's with us now to do security of this gold. Yes, they saw the opportunity to use their gold, which they hold for security, to make money for their bank, which we will earn a fee for. And they came in 2 years earlier than we anticipated that they would come in. As you saw, on the 6th of November this year, we have a whole federation of cooperative banks who want to be part of our ecosystem. So don't get angry from me when you buy a GC token if more than 1%, if 1% goes up from the bank security faster than we even anticipated. So we look at the GC tokens. Now, when you put together a token, there are certain parameters that have been come historically to give you your probability of success. One of them is, do they have a white paper? And is it published? We do. And it's detailed and it's available on the website. The green here represents where we put GC token on this scale. So GC token white paper rates value effect very high. The team that's been put together has been audited as being very experienced and have the technical skills and the necessary financial skills. So it's been rated very high. The attractiveness, well, 5 ecosystems, diverse revenue sources, and a unique token, which is a weight of gold, 0.425, and a biometric wallet, the first in the world. And banks already joining us 2 years ahead of schedule, or cooperative banks about to sign on in 6th of November, supports the market attractiveness of the GC token. Adoption, well, as you see, it's a weight of gold. Gold is well known. So it's not difficult to educate people on the value of gold, especially when they know they have a weight of gold, not a fiat currency of equivalent. Reserves, because the way we structured it, we will hold in the vaults gold inventory or gold reserves to ensure there's enough to print XAUs to meet the demand. And the market trends support holding gold, because you look at the United States, they're printing money. Inflation is going around. Energy prices are going higher. Logistics shortages. Everything's saying short-term crisis. So you have that, but also gold historically has gone up over time. And more people see the value of cryptos to hold, but ours has 5 ecosystems with transparency, compliance, and weight of gold, and a unique first biometric wallet, all meeting should be the highest point for market trends to support us. Our technology, as you see the biometric, leading technology, and our partnerships puts up high on this value scale. So what does it mean? Well, let's put all the potential prices back together from the ecosystems. So you see, if we add up the market maker, $91, the joint venture with banks, $112, value to the GC token, biometric wallet, $300, gold exchange, $1,000, and the minting of XAUs, all extremely conservative. Your $10 could easily hit $8,000. And what the value, remember we have 5 ecosystems, so diverse revenue sources. You got the first gold weight crypto, already niche market of 1.4 billion Islamic community. Smart contracts ensuring 30% of the dividends go to GC token holders. That the OPEX is limited to 40%, and 30% goes back into developing the ecosystems. And remember, this GC price doesn't include the dividends you'll be earning, the 30% dividends of the revenue. Assuming that we hit $1 billion revenue, that's $300 million to dividends, not counting the price appreciation. So remember, I mean, huge upside already. Just on the very basic, the valuation that came in, assuming no banks, and assuming lowest case, you would still get $83 for your $10 investment. Just a very simple conservative examples I showed you today. You get at least 8,000 GCT price, which is compared to the actual other cryptos like Bitcoin and what the other exchanges do. This is very conservative. And it's important to say that the GC tokens are limited to 2 million for individuals. So for this group, there's only 2 million available, and the whole lifetime cap of all GC tokens is 10 million. That protects the price because the price can never get diluted in the future. So all you can ever get is appreciation over time. Yeah, we're doing that to protect the investors' price. And don't forget, this is the first weighted gold stable token, XAUS, which is driving the ecosystems, or at least 3 of them, because we have the exchange and we have the wallets. And we have a proof of stake, one of the first proof of stakes, which means there's a third party ensuring for every XAU traded, there's a physical 0.425 grams of gold in the vault, that independent of us, but it's in the vault and auditable. And the advantages, one of the reasons we use gold as well as a weight is to capture the Islamic community of 1.4 billion, which currently is underserved because tokens aren't using weight of gold. And the dinar coin is well known and wanted. So this is a huge market niche waiting for us to introduce it. And this, besides that, the whole world should want this coin because gold has been well known for over 6,000 years to create wealth and help preserve wealth. And just to show you, gold has always performed well in crisis. As you can see, compared to the S&P 500, gold just, I own gold the old way. Now I want XAUs personally. I'm disclosing that because I don't like having physical gold. But with XAUs, best of both worlds. I get the best investment source, in my opinion, for preserving wealth and to grow wealth. And I can take it anywhere in the world. No one's going to search my suitcase for gold because I don't have it in my suitcase. I have it in my biometric wallet. And when I want gold, I can redeem it. And the more people buy gold using XAUs, the more valuable GC tokens become. So remember, the value of the GC has 2 main sources: price appreciation and dividends. And the way it's been designed, the GC token, is anyone who buys one is at the same level as a founder. Because in many companies, the founders usually have more of a perk than the normal person who just invests. But the way and it's guaranteed by smart contract, the founders have no more advantage than anyone else who buys this GC token. The reason that is because we're so comfortable with the value of GC tokens that we are going for transparency and openness and compliance to push the value of the GC token to its maximum potential. And at the moment, we're limiting the total GC tokens to 2 million for individuals. And at the moment, the price is $10, but the price is not going to be $10 for the whole 2 million. So remember that there's a limit. Once we hit the initial funding amount, then the GC price will convert to whatever the market price is. Yeah, so today you might buy it at 10, but maybe in next year, the price could easily be $8,000 you have to pay for to buy one. And a GC token is like a bond, but when you buy a bond, you pay money for the face value of the bond. So if the bond is $10,000, so you pay a bond for $10,000, and you're going to get $1,000 per year for 5 years. So at the end of it, the time, you get your $10,000 plus you made $5,000 of interest, 5 years, but that $10,000 principal has been affected by inflation. Now with the GC token, first off, you get the upside of all the ecosystems to your face value. So your face value at the moment is $10. You get all the price appreciation, and the dividends come from the ecosystems, which is 30%. So there's no limit to the amount of dividends you're going to be receiving. Okay, now what I'm just going to quickly go over is when you purchase GC tokens, I'm just going to show you some of the highlights. So when your account has been activated, you should get a message at your email that you've given and saying your account has been activated. So if you need someone to set up your account for you, that you should receive an email when it's been done. And there's a link that should be sent to your email that you should click on. When you purchase or about to purchase some tokens, the value that you paid, before you can buy a GC token, you have to buy USDTs. The amount of money you put into your USDT should appear in this green box here. Your account details will have your name here, and this should show. So if you bought 1,000 USDTs, you should see 1,000 show up here. And then once you have your USDTs, when you want to purchase some GC tokens, there's a link called package. You hit the package and then you select how many you like to buy of GC tokens. And they're at the top here, how many you want to use. And it tells you how much it will cost you. And when you bought a package, you should get an email and a message saying it's been successful. So please ensure that you get this successful to ensure that nothing has gone wrong with your purchase. And you can print it. Please print your purchase, print it out and keep it on your records. This is just to help you so there's no misunderstanding. You ensure it's been done correctly. And once you bought, you should see the number of tokens appear here in your stacking wallet. So it's very important when you put money into your USDTs and you bought your tokens, or if someone's bought them for you, you should see them here. If someone's bought them for, or set up the account for you, you should see the tokens that you're supposed to have bought appear here. And once this is done, please change your password here for your own protection. Okay, well, that's it for tonight. Thank you for your time.